Rufus awoke one night to find himself strangely transformed. His head had become that of a dog, while his body remained human. Panicked, he exclaimed, "I'm cursed. This must be sorcery." Despite his appearance, Rufus was convinced he was still entirely human and was determined to prove it. Every day, he walked through town, pointing out his hands, legs, and feet to anyone who would listen. "Look at my fingers," he would say, completely human. To the townspeople, however, Rufus was simply an eccentric neighbor in a humorous dog costume. They would cheer him on, assuming he was part of some comical act. "Nice outfit, Rufus," they'd shout with a thumbs up. His exaggerated movements, like mimicking boxing matches, only added to his reputation as the town's odd character. Desperate to demonstrate his humanity, Rufus paraded through the streets daily, showing off his limbs and calling out, "See, I have arms, legs, fingers." He'd balance on one foot or extend his limbs dramatically, trying to convince everyone of his upright human nature. "Look at how I walk, like a dignified human." One day in the park, Rufus encountered a squirrel that seemed to mimic his actions. "Another cursed soul," Rufus cried, but the squirrel merely blinked and scurried away. Troubled by this encounter, Rufus decided to confront the magical force that had transformed him and reclaim his human face. He ventured into the mystical forest surrounding the town, but the further he went, the more distracted he became by the woodland creatures. Frogs, birds, and even a fox observed him with indifference. They didn't seem cursed. They were simply living their lives. Rufus began to doubt his curse. Gazing at his reflection in a calm pond, he wondered, was he truly cursed or just different? At that moment, it struck him. Perhaps being part dog wasn't so bad. Maybe his humanity wasn't defined by his face, but by his heart. With this realization, Rufus returned to town, finally embracing his unique identity. Now, Rufus walks confidently, dog head and all. The townspeople? They still enjoy his eccentricity and accept him as he is. However, Rufus continues with his quirky gestures, shaking invisible hands or kicking imaginary footballs.